Welcome, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about BioVillage and Biotechnological Park. The term BioVillage is derived from two words, bios and village. Since bios means living, the next question is, what does a living village really mean? It means human-centered, sustainable rural development with the inclusion of evergreen revolution to achieve productivity in agricultural crops without accompanying environmental and social harm, and harnessing eco-technologies for sustainable management of bioresources and creation of on-farm, off-farm and non-farm eco-enterprises. It should make farming attractive to youth, both economically and intellectually. Professor Qian Yin Qian of Chinese Academy of Science, Beijing, has cited Professor M.S. Swaminathan of India and Professor Li Zhenxing of China as pioneers in establishing biovillages in India and China respectively. The concept of biovillage, defined by M.S. Swaminathan, implies the adoption of a human-centered development pathway involving a pro-nature, pro-poor, pro-women and pro-livelihood orientation to technology, development and dissemination in the rural areas. It aims at the sustainable rural development. This requires that everyone in the village has an equal opportunity to earn his/her daily bread. Conservation and enhancement of common property resources such as land, water and biodiversity, together with efforts to improve the productivity and profitability of small farms and the generation of new opportunities for market-driven non-farm livelihoods are the pathways for achieving the principal goal of the biovillage. Since biovillage is a pro-nature, pro-poor, pro-women and pro-jobs development paradigm that seeks sustainable agricultural and rural development by concurrently attempting to mitigate the twin concerns of the present times, that is, the creeping degradation of resource base and the persistence of rural poverty through technologies which are ecologically compatible and economically viable and socially equitable. Pro-nature orientation is reflected through ensuring the sustainable productivity of biophysical resource base and employing environmentally compatible interventions. Pro-poor orientation is achieved by employing interventions that improve the livelihood security of poor through empowering them with technology and skills in order to enhance access to income and employment. This is achieved through value addition to time and labor, through knowledge, skill, information and organizational empowerment of rural families. Pro-women orientation is ensured through empowering women with skills and access to income and reducing the load of work at home and outside. Reduction in the number of hours of work and adding economic value to each hour of work is the means to this end. BioVillage aims to bring transformational technologies to villages for sustainable transformation of lives and livelihoods of resource-poor communities without endangering their long-term production potential. The resource-poor, landless laborers and marginal and small farmers, particularly women, are the main partners of this project. The mission statement for the BioVillage states, "The BioVillage model of a sustainable and equitable human development is based on the principles of natural resources conservation and utilization, social equity and economic well-being. The disadvantaged sections can get opportunities based on on-farm, non-farm and aquatic resources by optimally utilizing the limited resources. This can be achieved through skill and knowledge empowerment. The objectives of BioVillage program can be achieved through imparting knowledge, skill information and organizational empowerment to rural communities, with priorities being accorded to women-specific eco-technologies. It strengthens the capacity of rural community to blend sustainable natural resource management with livelihood security through economically feasible, socially acceptable, ecologically viable, and gender-sensitive interventions. India's first biovillage has been set up at Daspara village of Tripura by the Directorate of Biotechnology under the Science and Technology Department. The Daspara biovillage has been developed as a hamlet consisting of 64 families solely dependent on the agriculture and fishery. Now we'll discuss about the process of establishing a biovillage. The biovillage developmental model is a human-centered, participatory, research-based, inclusive, bottom-up job-led economic growth by imparting necessary knowledge, skill, information and organizational empowerment to rural communities. It aims at removing gender inequalities to build a stronger society. Gender mainstreaming, a vital issue in a biovillage program, is a mean to achieve social equity. The focus group of a biovillage program is the rural resource poor, marginal and small farm families, specifically the women and educated unemployed youth involved in on-farm and off-farm activities and those involved in fishing, animal husbandry activities. The participatory action mode should involve these people as participants and not as beneficiaries. The participants, based on their skill, interest and dependence on a particular resource, should be facilitated to form groups. Thus, formed groups will have common objectives, usage of common tools and processes, resulting in the active participation. The individuals or groups who have direct linkage on the project, its process and the outcome are known as the primary stakeholders. Stakeholder analysis is the identification of a project's key stakeholders, an assessment of their interests and the ways in which these interests have an effect on the viability of the project. Now we'll discuss about the nature of facilitator. The facilitating group for community mobilization should have equal composition of male and female workers, having deeper commitment to the upgradation of social and environmental causes, ready to learn and understand, having patience and an empathetic approach. The facilitators should have a basic understanding about the social structure and information about the target community. It is important that along with the target community, the facilitator should arrive at a consensus to work together and the community should accept the facilitator in the establishment of biovillage. Another step in establishing biovillage is the social mobilization. Social mobilization is a pathway for an inclusive approach and brings all the rural and tribal men and women in the various capacities of their socio-economic status and the affiliation for active wholesome participation in making the decision that will affect their life. It is expected to remove suspicions and prejudice in minds of members and improve cooperation and confidence among them. It leads to genuine decision making for the sustainable use of natural resources and better negotiating power in their transactions. Another step includes the planning for biovillage or micro-level planning. The community-based institutions now has to plan for a viable biovillage. The planning for setting up a biovillage project is done at the village or at the farm level, and hence it is referred as micro-level planning. Prior to this planning, the facilitator along with the community needs to undertake detailed assessment about the socio-economic structure and natural resource mapping through primary surveys and secondary data collection. An understanding is needed to the facilitator to identify the major technological and socio-economic constraints in the spatial, that is, the global, national, state or district levels and temporal dimensions affecting adversely the ecological compatibility, the economic efficiency and the social activity of the resource development in the focus villages for taking a prospective action plan for implementing a biovillage. This information should be discussed with the community in an appropriate manner for wise decision making. Next step involved is the participatory rural appraisal (PRA). It is the participatory approaches and methods that emphasize local knowledge and enable local people to make their own appraisal, analysis and microplans based on the assessment to develop microplans which are the foundation for a biovillage. The next step is establishing the consortium, that is, backward and forward linkages. The backward linkage is a science and technology consortium which will help in identification of appropriate technology options arising from biotechnology, information and space technology. Technology integration mechanisms and marketing avenues and opportunities needed to be established. The consortium will include suitable government agencies, university departments, research and development laboratories, non-governmental organizations, and private sector industries. The forward linkages include a financial and management backup consortium consisting of financial institutions, donor agencies, insurance companies, and private and public sector enterprises to help in provision of credit in the organization of the marketing and management. Next step is a perspective action plan. A perspective action plan needs to be developed after analyzing the potentials, constraints, problems, and opportunities for sustainable development by interlinking the output of social mapping and village resource mapping and available technology in financial consortiums. This participatory action plan should serve as a formulation for developing the master plan for implementing the BioVillage. The next step involves the assessment of technology. The PAP should assess and select only those technological options having demonstrable superiority over the conventional technology, that is, being practiced in the village and also have ecological sustainability, economic efficiency, social equity, and economic potential from a gamut of available technologies for providing new livelihood opportunities for the participating communities. The next step is the capacity building and training. The shortlisted technology options needs to be converted into new income generation avenues. Hence, the focus group needs to receive appropriate training to enhance the knowledge and skills to perform the new task. The next step includes on-farm and off-farm eco-enterprise development and market linkage. The micro-enterprises should be amenable and decentralized production and centralized marketing services. The enterprise should be economically viable and ensure replicability. There should be eco-friendly techniques, and gender equity is essential for everlasting ecological and social sustainability. Next step is the establishment of a biocenter. A biocenter is considered as a hub of BioVillage program, which is based on participatory research and the involvement of the rural people in every process of the project. The biocenter should be operated preferably with educated unemployed youth belonging to landless labor families. The council is essential because it can identify and provide common service under one roof and reduce the transaction cost and to identify new developments so as to attain economy of scale. It should also closely work with the farm families for the economic, social and physical well-being and continued prosperity. It should aim at holistic management of farm, especially the resources such as soil, healthcare and water resources, diversity of crops and farm animals, crops, animal and health, post-harvest management, marketing and ensuring the returns. It should be located in a convenient place identified by the community themselves. The exact structure of the biocenter will depend on the services to be provided. Next step involved is the monitoring and evaluation. The facilitator needs to create awareness to the participants about the importance of monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation need to be carried out at regular intervals, both at group and bio-council level. Monitoring is to check the progress of microplans, whether the activities take place according to the work plan prepared for a specific time period or not. Evaluation is to find out whether the accomplished activities have helped to achieve the objectives, and if not, what were the mistakes committed, lessons needed to be learned from the mistakes, and the kind of mid-course corrections that are required to improve the program. The monitoring and evaluation plans need to be simple and should suit the skills and traditions of the participants. Next step involved is the withdrawal strategy. After a series of participatory monitoring and evaluation exercises followed by mid-course corrections and ensuring the ability of the participants to manage on their own, the facilitating group should ensure change in its role from active implementation to a supporting role. In a participatory manner, the need for the participants of the BioVillage program to take up the role of implementer should be discussed. At this juncture, the program should transform itself from a project mode by a gradual reduction of external inputs, mainly the project funding and technical know-how and demonstrations, into a complete BioVillage wherein the participant function with more confidence in problem solving, collective decision making, wise use of resources, handling of technology, interaction with technical, financial institutions, and better marketing ability for a self-reliant and vibrant society. Now we'll discuss about the biotechnological parks. Biotechnological parks in India are science and technology parks that are mainly focused only on the biotechnology field and its development. Biotech parks mainly provide facilities to all scale types of biotech companies to increase the scope of biotechnology and biotechnological jobs in India. Biotechnology parks provide facilities to scientists, researchers, and small and medium-sized enterprises for technology incubation, technology transfer, and technology demonstration, and pilot plant studies for commercial development of biotechnology industries. The biotechnology parks are the center that provide a good template for promotion of biotech startup companies. Discussing about the concept of biotech parks in India. In India, the Ministry of Science and Technology in 1986 introduced the Department of Biotechnology. India has been supporting the growing scope of biotechnology recently, and for that there has been a lot of development in the area of biotechnology related institutes or to fulfill the requirements that are needed. Just like how the concept of information technology parks developed in India, biotechnology parks were also introduced so that there can be an increase in the growth of biotechnology sector and not remain static as it was a few years back. The idea of these biotechnology parks have been borrowed from foreign countries where there will be attention given only to sector of biotechnology. By doing so, there are a lot of benefits, such as it is huge support given to new companies that are just starting their businesses, which they have initiated through any technological integrated innovative ideas. A closed environment is created where these biotechnology related companies can interact with large global companies, and this will prove to benefit the companies mutually. Formal connections can be maintained within various organizations that aim at research different areas of biotechnology. Now we'll discuss about need for biotechnology parks. There has been no growth in the field of biotechnology, and it has been static for a very long time, because of which there are many difficulties that are being faced by the entrepreneurs who are starting their business in the field of biotechnology. Therefore, the introduction of biotechnology parks is needed for various reasons, such as this industry needs a long time for their inventions to develop and progress in the commercial market, as well as a huge capital is needed that is to be invested to start a venture in the field of biotechnology, for which getting any sort of financial help from any source is a very hard task to do. There are no proper incentives that are given for companies to take on high-risk projects. There are no public-private relationships in the field of biotechnology. There is no adequate technological know-how in this field, and the only available technology is old machines, which will not be of much use in this field as the latest technology is needed for the latest inventions. Lots of laws needed to be followed in India, which makes it very difficult for companies to set up and place in the commercial market individually. Manpower is very less in India, and this is one of the major factors that is necessary. Projects are started without having proper knowledge about what is that people are venturing out to, so there is always a risk of failure. Nobody has specialized in domain-related areas that will help for the projects, and there is only broad knowledge about a particular project topic, which makes it very difficult for people to analyze the pros and cons before starting with the project. Now we'll discuss about the National Biotechnological Park Scheme. The Department of Biotechnology of India has launched the National Biotechnology Park Scheme for development of biotechnology parks in India under the Ministry of Science and Technology. The objectives of this scheme are the following. First, to promote biotechnology and scope of it through the whole country. Second, to have high quality facilities and infrastructure to help with manufacturing and production of these inventions. Third, to have an ecosystem that is favorable for these inventions to prosper. Fourth, to encourage entrepreneurship. Fifth, to increase the competitiveness in the field of biotechnology by providing enough rewards and necessary items for promoting the field. Now we'll discuss about the objectives of the National Biotechnology Park Scheme. The main objectives of the National Biotechnology Park Scheme can be listed as: first, to boost up the biotechnology sector all over the country by setting up new biotechnology parks in India. Second, to develop high quality infrastructure and the best central types of equipment facilities with the necessary support service for undertaking research and development, commercial product development, piloting and validation by small and medium industries and biotechnological industries. Third, to provide strength to the existing infrastructure facilities to make the Indian biotechnology industry a global leader in the world. Fourth, to create high quality infrastructure with the necessary support for undertaking research and development. Fifth, to nourish innovation and entrepreneurship in biotechnology sector. Sixth, to facilitate a favorable ecosystem for the growth of biotechnology industry. Seventh, to increase the competitiveness of the biotechnology industry by providing easy access to the robust infrastructure and enabling the environment. Now we'll discuss functions of biotech parks in India. Biotech parks provide business support and technology transfer initiatives that do the following functions. Biotechnology parks in India have a lot of function for boosting the biotechnology industry. Some of the major functions are: biotech parks should encourage, support, incubate and help in the development of new biotech innovations. The facilities for the new startups should include physical facilities such as office space, dry and wet laboratories, high-end specialized equipment and instrumentation facilities. It must include pilot plant and scale-up units for commercial trials and a good communication network for setting a business model. Biotech park should provide developed land at a cost-effective rate for carrying out the manufacturing activities of the new startups. The biotech parks should have formal and operational links with centers of higher educational institutes, universities and research centers specializing in biotechnology. These centers could become the primary source of the basic technologies for incubation and development into commercial ventures, particularly catering to the needs of small and startup enterprises. Biotech parks should be assisted through consultancy and troubleshooting technology, upgradation, contract research, etc. They have to provide consultancy and networking on IPR biosafety, regulatory related issues, sources of funds for projects and new startups. Now we'll discuss about the growth of biotechnological parks in India. For the development and growth of biotechnology industry in India, the Government of India establishes the Department of Biotechnology in the year 1986 under the Ministry of Science and Technology. The Government of India also has established Biotech Consortium Indian Limited (BCIL) in 1990 as a public limited company. BCIL's major function were the development and transfer of technology for the commercialization of biotechnology products, project consultancy, biosafety awareness, and human resource development for biotechnology industry. In India, state biotech policies started in 2001, and Karnataka was the first state that announced a biotechnology policy in 2001 to promote the biotech industry. Later, other states like Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. announced and launched the biotech policies for their states within 2 to 4 years. The Department of Biotechnology (DBT) of Government of India along with the state governments and various research institutions are playing a key role in setting up and operationalization of biotech parks in India. Biotech Consortium India Limited (BCIL) plays a major role in preparing the project reports for setting up biotechnology parks in India. BCIL has already prepared DPRs for more than 20 different biotechnology parks and has been playing a key role in their establishment. Now we'll discuss the operational biotech parks in India. Since the year 2000, there are a lot of biotech parks in India that have been established, and in the coming years there will be more biotech parks and incubation centers established in India. The Department of Biotechnology of Government of India has currently supported 9 biotechnological parks in various states. These are Biotech Park Lucknow, Biotechnology Incubation Center, Hyderabad, TIDCO Center for Life Science TICEL, Biotech Park Chennai, the Golden Jubilee Biotech Park for Women Chennai, Biotech Park Technology Incubation Center Guwahati, Biotechnology Incubation Center Kochi, Biotechnology Park Bangalore, Industrial Biotechnology Park IBTPS, Jammu and Kashmir, Chhattisgarh Biotech Park Naya Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Dear students, in conclusion, the biotechnology industry in India is all set to emerge, all the more as the importance of this industry is being known and acknowledged not just in India but the whole world. With the present situation of pandemic, biotechnological developments have been going up the roof with the inventions of new vaccines, testing kits, etc. With this, we'll conclude today's lecture. Thank you.